Hello and welcome to this video. In today's video, we're going to be talking all about how to get better sleep. Real quick, I want to talk about why sleep is important, but if you're just interested in how to get better sleep, then the video starts here. So by now, we all know that sleep is important for us, but why is it important for us? Well, when we sleep, sleep is when we heal. When we're asleep, our brain processes through all the unuseful information that we have in our brains and it gets rid of it. It also helps with like memory recall. If you get bad sleep, you make poor decisions the next day, and especially when it comes to like food. So if you're like struggling with like overeating and whatnot, it could be because you're getting poor sleep. Sleep is also important because they say if you're working out and you're not sleeping properly, then you're not going to gain muscle properly. You're not going to get the results that you're looking for as quickly because your body's not healing. They say muscles are created when you sleep. If you get proper sleep on time, the same time every single day, you recover quickly. Think about people who are in jail. They are on a routine. They eat at the same time, they eat the same amount of calories, they work out at the same time, and they sleep at the same time. And this is why they're able to get the bodies that they get, the prison bodies and whatnot. But I can make a whole video on why sleep is important, and maybe I'll do that in another video. But in this video, we're going to talk about how to get better sleep. So let's get into it. So you're probably curious about who I am and why I know anything about this. Well, for the longest time, it took me about 28 years to figure out how to get proper sleep. Like, no matter what I did, waking up early, none of these things helped me get proper sleep, because no matter what, I'd always be up at night scrolling on Instagram, TikTok, whatever, and I just wouldn't be able to get sleep. I haven't been able to get sleep since I was a child, basically. Like, I remember waking up and turning the TV on during like middle school days. So I definitely know a thing or two when it comes to not being able to sleep. And I thought that, maybe I'm just a night bird or night owl or whatever it's called. But turns out that I was just doing all the wrong things before bed. I wasn't prepping myself for bed. So firstly, you want to make your room a haven for sleeping. You want to get rid of anything that would distract you, like a TV. Remove the TV from the room if you can't, because you got a significant other and they won't let you. Then just don't watch it in bed. If they're watching it in bed, don't do that, because your brain will associate things, when you're doing things where you're doing them. So if you're scrolling in bed or watching TV in bed, then every time you get into bed, your brain will wake back up again and think that, okay, this is where I'm going to get my dopamine, instead of this is where I'm going to get my rest. So you're kind of confusing your brain when you're doing those kind of things. So yeah, the first thing you're going to want to do is get rid of the TV and stop scrolling in bed. Secondly, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to stop scrolling before you go to bed, basically, too. I'd get off social media about 2 hours, 3 if you can, before you go to bed. Start doing more relaxing things. You want to start winding down. I know it seems like when we're scrolling that our brains aren't active, but every single time you scroll and you get a video that you like, your brain has a response. It gives you dopamine. It makes you go, oh yeah, we like this kind of thing, and it excites you. So it makes your brain really active. You're like hypnotized to be just like stuck on this app all day long. And so that's why you're not able to fall asleep right away. Your brain's still really, really, really active. So stop scrolling before you go to bed, at least 2 hours. That's what I recommend. 2 hours, 3 if you can. The third thing I want to mention is caffeine. If you're somebody who drinks a lot of caffeine throughout the day, you're going to want to stop at least 10 hours before you go to bed. So me personally, I stop drinking coffee around noon. Sometimes I push it till 1, but I'll feel it at the end of the night. I'll have trouble sleeping a little bit. But if I'm drinking coffee anytime after 3, I'm up until 3 or 4 a.m. no matter what. So if it's the Monsters, the Red Bulls, the coffee that you're drinking, try to limit it to a certain time. If you know you go to bed at 10, just 10 hours before then, get rid of it, because it stays in your system and it keeps you awake. I promise this works wonders. I know it seems hard because you're probably someone like me who gets like a midday crash, but there's actually a little trick that you can do to curb this crash a little bit. So if you're somebody who likes to drink coffee right away, I don't know the exact science behind how this works, but if you drink coffee right away, it messes up like some sort of like, I think your cortisol or something like that, and it makes it so that you crash harder. But if you wake up and drink water and wait 90 minutes before drinking your coffee, then you won't crash as hard, or you won't feel a crash at all. So I would definitely recommend waking up and drinking water, hydrating first, and then getting your coffee, and then trying to stop at a certain point. And then if you feel those midday, crashes coming on or something, or you feel a little bit like unenergized, you can always do a meditation or a breath work exercise to bring your energy back. And I promise these things work as well. I have a bunch of videos on my page for that as well. I'll also link them down below. So the next tip goes hand in hand with stopping the scrolling before bed. You're going to want to start to dim your lights. If you have a bunch of white lights in your house, bright lights, maybe get some lamps that are a little bit more yellow, and then start dimming everything down so you can start to like tell your body that you are ready for bed. Another tip that can go with this is when waking up in the morning, trying to get sunlight right away so that your circadian rhythm can start being corrected. This will help you so your melatonin will start to produce properly, and then when the sun goes down, it'll start to produce your melatonin so that you can like feel sleepy at night. So this is why the scrolling also acts like a white light and like kind of tricks your brain to make you think it's daytime. So you're going to want to If you are, on your phone for any reason, if it's not scrolling, then use the either the grayscale, or you can do the night mode as well, which turns your screen kind of yellow, turns the blue lights off. That's very helpful as well, or blue blocker glasses as well. The last tip I have is probably the most important tip that I have, because when you're starting this out, you're probably going to struggle a little bit just because your brain's not used to going to sleep when you want to go to sleep. So you're going to try to like get in the swing of things, and things aren't going to really work. So you're going to be up in bed. What you're going to want to do, super important, is when you're feeling not tired in bed, don't grab your phone, don't scroll in bed, don't read in bed, get out of bed, go to your living room and go to your couch and do a relaxing thing like stretching or reading a book, or just kind of sitting around waiting until you feel tired again. As soon as you feel tired, then go back to your bed and try to go to bed again. The reason why this is so important is because your brain will start to associate your bed with being sleepy. So every time you get into bed, it's like, oh, this is bedtime now. Remember, you're not scrolling in there anymore, you don't have your TV. So now when you go into your room, your brain's like, it's bedtime. Let's go to bed now, and you'll fall asleep like a baby. I promise you that. All right, guys, so that's all the tips that I have today. I want to mention that my book is finally out. The paperback copy is available, Kindle copy is available. I'll leave the links down below. My course is available if you want to master your mindset in 12 days. I just created an amazing course all about cultivating a stronger mindset, and it's on Udemy right now, so that's available as well. Apply for one-on-one coaching if you'd like. Leave comments letting me know what you thought about this video, or if you have any other tips that you might want to add. And with that being said, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.